Hi, it's Joy Lucinda, joylucinda.com, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I just wanted to share a little bit about my insights on 2019. I am an intuitive medium. I am a family coach. I am a grief and crisis consultant. Those are just my titles. Really what it boils down to is in people's darkest hour, darkest day, you need joy in your life. And so that's what I do. And I help people through their darkest times. And I just want to talk about 2019. And the theme that I've channeled in is stillness. Stillness. I can already imagine how many of you are cringing right now to think of being still. You're too busy. There's too much going on. How can I step away? Oh, I would love to be still, but I can't. Right? That's the dialogue going on in our minds or maybe out of our mouths. But I just got back from a personal retreat, 2 days without a cell phone, and it was on 40 acres of wooded land, and it was in this woman's house, a retreat center, where I had my own efficiency apartment. She had all these areas for meditation, a library, you know, I could hike, everything. And I had planned what I was going to do on this silent retreat. Well, the first day I took 2 naps, and then in between there I took a shower, put on my pajamas at 3 o'clock. Then I did a sound healing that night, a crystal bowl healing. And then the next day I, quote unquote, did a little more. But it got to the point where doing wasn't important. Filling up the time wasn't important. But in a way I did fill up the time. I filled it with mindful walking through the forest, finding beauty in moss and mushrooms and lichens and the way the sun was coming through the trees and the way the wind blew the pine needles. I found peace in just watching the sun rise the next day and watching the sun set the night before, hearing the coyotes howl, and finding a smile crossing my face. So stillness does this. It gives you a perspective of presence without having to go into a full-fledged meditative state. But in a way, it is a meditative state. The thing is, I think some people are so afraid of being still that they don't do it. And really, it was interesting because when I first got to that retreat, you know, my phone was in the car and it was off. And so, but I didn't realize how often I would look things up on Google just because I was curious about their meaning. But it was so interesting because when I thought, oh, I'm going to look up that word I just thought about or that concept, what ended up happening is I was like, well, my phone's not on and this is a phone-free environment and I'm going to honor that for myself and for my host. And that thought just kind of fled away. And it was okay. It was nothing lost. In that moment, it was great. And I could just sit with whatever was happening. That's why we get frazzled, we get mad at our loved ones, we get frustrated, we get anxious, is because we don't take time to be still. We don't take time to honor ourselves. And this is a year where, you know, it's the new year, so we want to plan resolutions and goals and, you know, business and make more money and be more successful. But without laying the foundation of personally what is in your highest good, all of that's not going to matter and you won't have your foundation built. So I want this year to be a year of stillness for you. That's what I'm being told to tell you, actually, that it comes from a heart space instead of a head space this year. And it's kind of might be a little challenging for some of you because of social media and that addiction we have to our phone. If your phone rings and you immediately pick it up to see who it is, you're addicted. You are attached to that. And I get it. But stillness means, is it good for me to answer this phone right now? Do I want to answer this phone? Do I need to answer this phone right now? When you ask those kinds of questions, that's when you can be still and say, nope. I can check my message, I can check it later, but right now I'm doing something else that I want to do or I need to do. And in doing that, you're going to heal any pain you have eventually. Your anxiety is going to decrease. You're going to find yourself in a space of loving yourself You love yourself more than you do the desperation to please others. And being selfish goes hand in hand with stillness. Selfish gets a bad rap. Selfish is important because our purpose on the planet is to be who we really are. And if we are not selfish enough, we don't know who that person in the mirror is. It's like a stranger. So I want you to take that to heart. Who are you? And ask yourself, okay, so is it important that I answer my phone right now? Or is it important for me to stay here sitting and watching TV? Is it better to take a walk right now? Or is it better to stay? Listen to your body. You'll either feel it here, or in your heart, or in your stomach area. If it feels excited, that means that's the right thing to do. When it said a walk outside, that's when I felt it in my throat. Like, oh, that feels really good. So I'm going to do that soon. But ask yourself what it is that's really good for you. And this year is also going to be great because last year there was a lot of chaos. And this year is the year of reckoning where all of that can be left behind. All of the blame, the shame, the guilt, the anxiety, the mistakes, they can all be left behind because basically that happened to crack us open, to throw us down. And then kind of like the wrestlers at the WWE, throw us down so we could get back up and say, screw this. That's not who I want to be. It's not who I am anymore. I am ready to move forward. And it all takes stepping back, kind of like the silent retreat I did, stepping back, honoring yourself, even if it's a minute when you have a minute here and a minute there. And that will lead to peace this year. And I encourage you to really sit with that and honor that in yourself. So this is Joy Lucinda, Restoring Joy After Loss, and I am so glad we found each other today. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel, and there will be more to come with different messages of hope, how to get through grief, but also just practical strategies to get through your day. So for 2019, I'm giving you this one. So Christmas just ended, Hanukkah just ended, the New Year's coming. So now we have to go from kind of taking it easy, being with our family, to stepping it up a notch and being efficient again. So that can cause a lot of anxiety. So when you're not okay, be okay. This is a great way to calm yourself when you're readapting to the habits you had before the break. So I encourage you to do this anytime you're feeling not okay and sit with this. And it's interesting because just what I said earlier about stillness, it feels so good to do this, to take you down a notch. You might just be still for a minute or two. So, all right, my friends, may your day be filled with peace, ease, and joy, and may chaos be transmuted into stillness. And I send you much love and joy today. Thank you.